Corey from CoreyReviews here to review a film that I've been wanting to review for the longest time, and that is Amy Heckerling's Loser. Now, of course, the film is directed by Amy Heckerling. She's most known for directing the film Clueless, and the film stars Jason Biggs, Mena Suvari, and Greg Kinnear. Now, the film is about Paul, played by Jason Biggs. He's a lovable loser. He moves to New York City from a small Midwest town, and he goes to New York to attend college at NYU. And when he gets there, he has to move in with these roommates who always do drugs and drink and party all the time, and he's like, very focused on studying. And then also he meets the girl of his dreams, Dora Diamond, played by Mena Suvari. But it turns out that Dora is dating her professor, played by Greg Kinnear. And Paul, not really being a ladies' man, he doesn't really know what to do, but he still tries to win over Dora's heart. And it kind of comes down to who will Dora choose, the lovable loser or the college professor. Now, this is a childhood classic film of mine. I always thought that this film came out like in the late 90s. Actually, the film was released in 2000, but it still kind of has that 90s feel to it. The film Loser has that. I love movies that when I watch it, I can kind of go back to a certain place in time when I remember watching this movie for the first time, or the third time, or the seventh time, whatever. Now, on to the performances. Jason Biggs, who I think is a very underrated actor. I mean, still nowadays, he's always going to be known for like American Pie and everything, but I think Jason Biggs is a very great underrated actor. He's always kind of put in the small supporting roles nowadays. It's nice to see with American Reunion that he's finally getting like the leading role again. But Jason Biggs is fantastic in this movie. The way he transforms into this lovable loser, into this very kind of realistic leading man trying to get the girl. Jason Biggs just delivers in every scene in this film, and he definitely carries this film with ease. And then Mena Suvari. A lot of people are kind of hit and miss on Mena Suvari. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous, and I think that she's probably the hottest she's ever been in this movie, kind of that alternative look. Yeah, her character is a little annoying at times. She's kind of like very needy, and she's kind of very whiny and all that stuff. Mena Suvari, she's just very likable. She'll have like a few annoying scenes in this movie where she's just kind of whiny and bitchy. But then, like, all of a sudden, she kind of has this very sweet, intimate moment with either Jason Biggs or Greg Kinnear. And then you completely forget about that. And I actually really like Mena Suvari, and I really enjoyed her in this film. Now on to Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear is a fantastic actor. Everybody knows how great Greg Kinnear can be. Now, he's, of course, the small supporting role in this movie, and he's kind of like a D-bag in this movie. Even though he's a college professor and everything, you really don't like him being with Dora in the film. He completely takes advantage of her. He's only into her for her looks. Dora can't really see that, nor does she really even want to see that in him. In fact, all you really want to do is knock his teeth in throughout the entire film. I mean, he talks down to her, he like kicks her out of his house, makes fun of her, and makes her, live on her own and everything. He's a complete douche. But Greg Kinnear gives a great performance as a douche. And then you have Paul's two roommates who create chaos. Almost everything bad that happens to Paul or Dora in the movie comes from the roommates. They're always doing drugs, they're drinking beer, they're dancing, they're having fun, they're partying. There's this one scene in the movie when one of Paul's roommates comes in and turns up the music and starts dancing, and that scene has always been my favorite in this film. It's absolutely hilarious. Now, with this being kind of like a late 90s, early 2000s type film, it has a fantastic soundtrack. I mean, the type of soundtrack that you would expect for a movie like this. It's just a great, fresh, kind of witty and hip romantic comedy that just kind of hits on every single cylinder. And a lot of that has to do with Amy Heckerling. She is a great and very underrated director. Her style is very similar to almost like Diablo Cody in a way, how it's very hip and fresh and different than almost anyone else, but she kind of brings that to not only her dialogue and the writing process of her film, but also the directing. I mean, the way she moves the camera, where she's able to take the camera and where she's able to take these characters. She's just great, and I wish that Amy Heckerling could get more work in Hollywood because there's no other director like her working today. Overall, I love this movie. It is one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time, but I think more romantic comedies should be like Loser. It's sad to see that there aren't a lot of movies like this nowadays. And the last thing I really wanted to touch up on before I end this review is the chemistry between Jason Biggs and Mena Suvari. They have amazing chemistry in this film. It surprises me that they weren't like the two love interests in American Pie. Most people will always remember them for American Pie, but they are great in this movie, and they are great in this movie together. Their chemistry is spot on. And I'm surprised they're actually like not a couple in real life, because I mean their chemistry was that great. Also, I have this movie on DVD. I wish that it would get a Blu-ray release soon. This is definitely one of those movies that's in need for an upgrade. But you know, I'm still just happy to have it in my collection. So that was my review of Loser. After seeing it for the last time, I wanted to kind of give it maybe a 9 out of 10, but I think because of that nostalgia factor and that there just aren't movies like this nowadays. So because of that, I'm going to give it a solid 10 out of 10. It's just one of my favorites, and I would recommend, if you haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out. So that's my review of Loser. Hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, Corey from Corey Reviews. See y'all later.